It's an honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, Lisa Grow. As I said earlier, Lisa serves as President and CEO of IDACORP and Idaho Power, a role she has held since 2020. Her 38-year career with Idaho Power began in 1987, shortly after she graduated from the University of Idaho with a Bachelor of Science degree in electrical engineering. Throughout her career, Lisa has taken on diverse and challenging roles that increased her knowledge and expertise in the utility industry. She received a Master's of Business Administration degree from Boise State University in 2008, and Lisa serves as chair of the St. Luke's Health System Board of Directors. She was recently appointed to the Board of Directors for the American Water Works Company. She is a member of the International Women's Forum and an honorary commander for the Idaho Air National Guard's 124th Fighter Wing. Lisa is a strong advocate for STEM education and building Idaho Power's future workforce, and we're grateful to have her with us here today. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to our 2026 commencement speaker, Lisa Grow.
Good morning, President Green, distinguished faculty, proud families, friends, and most importantly, class of 2026, congratulations. It is such an honor to be back here on this campus in this place that shaped me in ways I understood only years later. I've returned to campus over the years, but standing here today feels different because suddenly I'm remembering what it was like to sit where you are now. I remember the anticipation, I remember the pride, and I remember wondering quietly, okay, what comes next? Spoiler alert, nobody ever really knows. But that's where the magic is. Now, after today, you may not remember who spoke at your graduation, but I hope you remember what I share with you. I've been thinking a lot about what the younger me needed to hear at this moment. And of course, I must admit, I was incredibly hungover, and for those of you that are struggling, please drink a lot of water and try to stay with me. For those of you that are closer to my age, who have the lived experience to understand what I'm about to share, for those of you just starting out, consider this a postcard from the future and know that this will matter to you someday. Now, when I arrived at the University of Idaho, I was motivated, optimistic, and like many of you, a little unsure of exactly what path I'd take. I didn't walk onto this campus thinking someday I'm going to lead a major utility in the state of Idaho. In fact, if anyone had said that to me, I would have probably said, absolutely not. What I did know was that I loved problem solving. I cared about my community, and I believed deeply in people, in showing up for each other and making a difference. The University of Idaho gave me the space and the push to figure out what all that meant. In my time here, I learned that the university doesn't just teach knowledge. It teaches resilience, curiosity, and a kind of grounded confidence that I've carried throughout my life. My journey as a college student was a complicated but formative one. You see, I was in a bad car wreck between my junior and sophomore year. I spent over 3 weeks in the hospital, and I came back about a month after that, and I was still very much healing from some pretty serious injuries. But I didn't want to stall my life and take time off from my studies, so I came back. And in retrospect, that probably wasn't the greatest idea because I had EE 310 waiting for me that semester. And I had never flunked even a test, but I flunked that entire class. And I really had to dig deep to figure out what I wanted. And I decided I was going to go ahead and get my electrical engineering degree But at that point, I didn't actually care if I ever worked as an engineer. I just wanted to finish what I started and prove to myself that I could. So I retook that course in summer school. I still have transistor theory nightmares. And I got ready for my senior year. And as fate would have it, Idaho Power came to the campus and brought a senior design project. And I signed up. And I signed up because it was a team-based project. It was a real-world problem to be solved. And I just thought that sounded so much better than another semester in a lab by myself. So our team was charged with designing and building a flow monitoring system for one of Idaho Power's fish hatcheries. And then after I graduated, they invited me to be an intern and help oversee its installation. Now, I never intended to work for Idaho Power at all, let alone for my entire career, because my grandfather was a lineman at Idaho Power for almost 40 years, and he died when I was in the 2nd grade. So it didn't really seem like a place for me. In fact, I once said I would never work there because it was nothing but old men and dusty equipment. And it was true when I was 7. I was not a power engineer. In fact, I studied small signal engineering. By graduation, it was the late 80s, and I thought I would go to Silicon Valley, where really exciting things were happening. But I accepted that Idaho Power internship because, once again, I wanted to finish what I started. And I really didn't have a plan for how or when I was going to get to California. And as the universe tends to do, when you say, "I will never," I was quickly proven wrong. I started working at Idaho Power, and I fell in love with the mission, the people, the amazing things we get to work on, and the communities where we serve. Then after my internship, there was a job that opened up in communication engineering. I applied, and I was offered the job, in spite of my less than stellar GPA. It was one of the best decisions I have ever made, and it never would have happened were it not for the University of Idaho. So that was my professional origin story. And with nearly 40 years between then and now, you might think that I stepped into the CEO role with perfect clarity, that I came prepared with certainty and confidence and answers. Well, I didn't. Because no one really teaches you what the job description of a CEO is. I think you're expected to know everything, be responsible for everything, and somehow make it all look effortless. I think you're also supposed to be a good golfer, which I am certainly not. I became CEO in June of 2020. As you likely remember, was the start of the pandemic. There may never have been a stranger time to take the helm. I had no frame of reference, and neither did anyone else. We had to move incredibly fast to keep our people safe and the lights on because people's lives truly depended on it. I still remember early calls with utility CEOs across the country, hearing reports of their employee deaths, and wondering how will we protect our people and still do the work. Opinions were divided, guidance was unclear, and internally my team was looking to me for answers that I didn't have yet. Any playbook I thought I'd learned from just didn't apply. So I took a deep breath. I leaned hard on an incredibly smart team, and we got to work. We moved fast, we tried things, we failed, we adjusted, and we went again. It was messy and scary, and I probably made everybody mad at one point. But we succeeded in keeping people safe and the lights on. It was one hell of an onboarding. I aged in dog years, but I also earned a PhD-level education in resilience and courage. Now, I don't take credit for how we navigated it, but if being a CEO is about helping people be their best in impossible circumstances, well, that's when I finally understood this job. Which is a long way of saying, your future will not wait until you feel ready. Step into it anyway. The next chapter of your life will include uncertainty, failure, and moments when the path feels completely unclear. I was reminded of this recently on a ski trip. I was looking down from the top of a run, and all I could see were trees, just packed together so tightly that there was no clear path down, no identifiable way. And I froze. I wasn't sure how to start. And then one of our guides said, "Lisa, ski to the white, and you'll find your line." So I started moving, just aiming for that next patch of snow, then again and again. Before I knew it, I was at the bottom of what turned out to be one of my best runs of my life. And I realized I didn't see a single tree on the way down, just my path revealing itself, one turn at a time. You won't always see the full picture before you start. What matters is taking the next step, adjusting as you go, and trusting that clarity comes through motion. It's not a sign that something's gone wrong. It's a sign you're doing it right. The job you think you want today may not be the job you want in 5 years. The plan you created might unravel in the best possible way. You may discover passions, strengths, callings that you just can't yet imagine. Uncertainty is not the enemy. It is the raw material of possibility. Lean into it, learn from it, let it shape who you become. Now, based on what I learned as a student at the U of I, and along my journey as CEO, I'd like to invite each of you to consider 3 things for your life ahead. Invitation 1, be courageous enough to be curious. You are entering a world that is changing fast, sometimes faster than any of us can predict. Curiosity is not a luxury. It is your competitive advantage. Ask questions, even the obvious ones, especially the obvious ones. Curiosity is how we innovate. It's how we test assumptions and uncover exciting possibilities. Be willing to be wrong, and please be willing to change your mind. Needing to be right is often the single biggest obstacle to new discoveries. The best decisions are made by people who are courageous enough to be curious, and it's how we build solutions that last. Invitation 2, use your talent in service of something bigger. Whatever field you're entering, engineering, ag, business, health, education, art, ask yourself, what can I contribute that makes life better for someone else? Be intentional about how you share your talents with the world. At Idaho Power, I've seen firsthand what it means to serve communities, to keep the lights on during storms, to plan for our energy future, and to take care of the place we call home. You will find your own version of service, and when you do, follow it. It will give your work the meaning that no resume ever could. Invitation 3, build your life around people, not achievements. Titles come and go, promotions come and go, careers evolve in ways that will surprise you. But people, the right people, will shape your life. Find mentors that tell you the truth. Find colleagues who challenge you respectfully. Find friends who will make you laugh when you need it most. Sometimes, if you're as lucky as me, the people you work with may be all 3. When you find those people, invest in them. And of course, along the way, I hope you will find a partner who will grow with you. Make a few new humans if you choose to. They will keep you humble. Achievement is satisfying. Community is sustaining. But as we know, love conquers all. As a class, you are graduating into a world facing big questions and big opportunities. AI, technology, global connection, community resilience, innovation, it's all moving, shifting, expanding. You are the ones that are going to solve the problems we haven't figured out yet. You are going to redefine what leadership looks like. And you are going to influence your companies, your communities, and your state in ways that matter. And yes, you will fail along the way. But I hope you fail boldly, because bold failure means bold attempts. And you, my dear Vandals, are brave and bold. Before I close, there's one more truth I learned, and I learned it later than I wish I had. Don't postpone joy. I don't have to tell you that the world can feel chaotic. We're living through hard things. Global uncertainty, conflicts we watch in real time, communities facing disasters, families carrying quiet burdens. It's a lot. And it can make joy feel like it's something we should postpone until things calm down. But joy isn't something you wait for. It's something you choose, especially when life is complicated. Choosing joy does not ignore the hard things. It sustains you through them. So celebrate the small wins as much as you do the big ones. Enjoy the people around you. Take the vacation, laugh loudly, eat the dessert. Joy keeps you grounded. Joy keeps you human. And joy will carry you through the challenges far better than the pursuit of perfection ever could. My final wish for you, class of 2026, may you be brave in the face of uncertainty. May you choose curiosity over comfort. May you build lives rich with connection. May you remember always to never postpone joy, especially when the world feels heavy. And may you step into your future with the confidence that you are ready, even on the days that you don't feel like it. Because I promise you this, you are more capable than you think, you are more prepared than you realize, and the world needs exactly what you have to offer. Congratulations, class of 2026. I cannot wait to see what you build, and I am cheering for you, and go Vandals. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate your inspiring words and valuable wisdom. I could have used that about 25, 30 years ago.